show the first day to some students, and they did bring back some questions to us.
Nice.
One of the questions that came up was really around, hey, I have friends, and if I can support them and they continue to make some wrong choices, what am I supposed to do about that?
I think that's really the troubling part for our adolescents, for our youth, is that there's so little information and education around making the right choice that they sometimes feel lost. I think if you have any friend who's starting to make bad choices, I think it is imperative that you include their family. There's not a mom or a dad out there right now that has a son or daughter struggling with substance use disorder that doesn't look back and wish they were alerted or intervened earlier. So I think it's critical. I think kids are courageous when they have the ability to go to a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a parent, and say, my friend's starting to struggle.
Well, which brings me into a second question that came up for us around what were the signs that you did give to people, and who picked up on that? And did you try to hide it, avoid it?
I think drinking at 13 was a big enough sign in my, I think we've kind of surrendered to our youth going through this phase in life of, smoking marijuana and drinking over and over. I think the scariest thing about addiction is nobody knows who has it. And there's not a kid out there right now, 14, 15 years old, that's thinking some of the decisions they're making are temporary. And unfortunately for some, it's not temporary. And it's going to continue for a long period of time and cause great distress and pain for themselves and their family. So, drinking at 13, smoking marijuana at 14, to me was a sign that, needed to be addressed then. And, that's why I put so much into the first day. Because the first day is not often recognized.
I had the opportunity, it was just yesterday, to talk with a student in my office who knows way more than any 13-year-old should know about life. And we were talking about the first day and how can we delay the first day. What are your thoughts on that? Because that was my question. I know that we talk so much about prevention and education. My conversation with her really went to how can we, how do we push that out a little bit?
I think there's multiple layers to that question. I think, the education piece is something that has suffered drastically. Let's be honest, it's so sad, traveling the country and speaking and seeing coalitions working so hard to put something together to inform their community, and there's such a lack of response to that coalition, and their work and their effort and their energy and their commitment to this cause is completely unrecognized and undervalued and underappreciated. So pushing it back, I don't think kids are even aware of the science behind alcoholism and addiction. I don't think, they've been given an opportunity to discuss that openly with teachers and the right education around it. I believe it's the frontal lobe of the brain that's fully developed at 23 years old, and if we delay alcohol and drug use up into that point, the chances of suffering from this illness drop drastically. And there's kids out there that aren't even aware of that.